Yeah, check it. Listen up, we're making noise. Strictly Sports Podcast, bringing all the toys. We wise, Malls, and Trigger. We the three wise men. Dropping knowledge, breaking records. It's our mission, man. From the field to the court, we cover it all. No topic too big, no team too small. We analyze, we debate, we bring that heat. Strictly Sports Crew taking over the beat.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Strictly Sports, the final episode. Yeah, chill, Trigger. I was trying to hold it together. How did he run and get that? I'm be
Forever.
wise.
The champ is here.
And I'm the guy that's about to beat the champ.
He cashing in his money in the bank here on the final episode of Strictly Sports. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing fantastic. Fantastic. Can't complain.
Hulk Hogan, I got the gold, sucker. I'm coming for you, nigga.
Oh,
A minute in, he already cussing.
yeah. Cancel. Cancel.
That's all right. We going off the air after this one. It's okay.
Yeah, this the last one. We getting it anyway. So go ahead and get it out. But all right, we're back. We're back with another episode of Strictly Sports. We are getting into not that technical difficulties is what I'm getting into, but we are getting into the mouse message, some wise words, a trigger rant if we have any of this, because it's the last episode, so we may not have none of this. We're going open gym after that, and then the future. So, Mouse, you got a message for us tonight, brother?
Yeah, man, I got two messages. First message is, fellas, I think I've already stated this, but we got to surround ourselves around men. Um, we went to Charlotte this weekend. We was having guy talk and just listening, and I was just like, damn, I'm not the only one that's going through this. Like, y'all going through this too, and it just was like, yo, like, I'm not alone in these battles, but that on a serious note, I just we need to get it back to male bonding, male friendships, and because at the end of the day, ain't nobody really looking out for us but us. Um, Second message, black folks, stop doing them. Y'all be doing the most during prayer, during blessing the food. Like, come on, man. It should not take 10 minutes to bless the food. You should not be catching the Holy Ghost blessing the food over there sounding like Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! Like, come on, man. You should not be talking about how you are thankful you was able to drive to work this morning. What does that got to do with these yams we about to eat?
Can I
You're
get
doing the most during prayer, during blessing the food. Like, come on, man. Stop acting. A lot of black folks be acting when it comes to the Holy Spirit. But, that's another story for another day. Wrap it up. I'm hungry.
That's what she said.
I agree totally. Bro, I just lost my train of thought because I saw a message from Catherine. But dang, what was the first thing you said,
We,
brother?
we was
She
talking
totally
about the male
the man
bonding.
Real
talk, the men
bonding.
talk.
Real
Yes,
bonding.
Charlotte. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. The talk. Yes, we do. Like the energy, the spirit, the refreshing. It was amazing. It was amazing this weekend, and I really enjoyed it. And we do need more spaces like that. And you reminded me of something I had buried deep in my phone that may uh, work for the future of Strictly. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna send that to y'all in the group chat. I'm gonna try to find it. That's what I was also thinking
What
about too.
is he trying to
But
do?
Trigger, who you yelling at now with the Yankees?
Max Fried. I mean, what the hell, man?
Y'all sorry. Y'all gotta excuse me. It's my first day. You said Max Freed. All right, Trigger. What's your rant for us tonight? Your last and final Trigger rant for Strictly Sports.
Somebody come get Anthony Volpe off the Yankees, please. This man tried to give away the game yesterday. And again, he is now tied atop the whole major league in errors. Him and Willie Adames. Well, maybe for shortstops, maybe not everybody, but out of all the shortstops, both American League, National League, Anthony Volpe is now tied with Willie Adames with 13 errors on the season. He also isn't doing a whole lot at the plate. He hit 2 home runs in Atlanta that were huge. That was great to see. He had a hit in the game after that. He had a home run tonight. It still don't undo all the bad that he's done so far this season. But the entire left side of the Yankees infield, third base and shortstop, is questionable. Um, yeah, so I will keep preaching that message. I know the Yankees aren't going to go out and go get a shortstop because they do have one coming up in the minor leagues, and George Lombard Jr., who I think is going to eventually take Anthony Volpe's spot. They're just waiting on him to keep getting better. Although I think you can insert him right now, you'll probably get just as good, if not better, production than what you're getting from Anthony Volpe at the position. But that's just me. But anywho, the Yankees don't have anybody else that they can put in, so we got to continue to ride with them. So it is what it is. Hopefully, they can play well enough to overcome any mistakes that he may make in the future, both at the plate and out in the field. So other than that, obviously there are a lot more things I could say about the Yankees. But the trade
Ooh, he hit a
deadline,
grand slam. I'm
the
sorry,
trade
Trey. Watching
deadline,
that.
well, the trade deadline is getting close. So the Yankees have said on a couple of occasions now that they plan to go out and be aggressive, and they are going to fulfill the third base role, the starting pitcher role, get another starter behind Freed and Rodon, and they're going to get a couple, at least one, but hopefully a couple of bullpen arms to tighten up our shitty ass bullpen. So I'm looking forward to the moves. The Yankees are just treading water right now. But the biggest thing about them that I don't like that they're not going to change is the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. And I hope and pray, there's still a lot of baseball left. The Yankees are projected to make it to the postseason. Can they please, 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 just find a way to get this man going? I don't know if you need to change his swing. Maybe y'all stop telling him to stop swinging for the fences or something. But like they need to find something to get this man going because we're going to need him. He plays a pretty important position. A lot of balls come his way on that side of the field. And the third baseman as well. So those are two very important positions that we need to lock up in the infield. And I think we'll get a third baseman. If it's not the guy from the Diamondbacks that I've been preaching and beating on the table for, there are going to be a few other options that are out there that are available that are going to be way better than what we have currently in our lineup right now. Way better. I mean, they can go and get a cardboard box and put it at third, and it'll be better than what we have out there right now. So I'm not concerned about them getting somebody for third base. Just get somebody that's producing. But I love Eugenio Suarez, yes, because he's a power hitter. He can put him in the middle of our order. He's going to terrorize opposing pitchers. The only knock on him though is that he's also at the top of the league when it comes to errors at his position. So, hey, nice. So again, the Yankees are trying to clean up their defense. However, do you want to go out and get another guy who's, prone to making a lot of mistakes, even though he rips the cover off of the ball and is going to put up a lot of runs and all this other stuff that you hope will, drown out his defensive mistakes? I don't know. When they go get him, will I be mad? Absolutely not. Because again, I'm tired of seeing our third baseman come up and at the plate and they strike out or they ground out, they whatever. They never get on base. This guy is going to change that offensively, and I'm just hoping defensively that he can bring something. But I can't be mad if he is bad on defense because the defensive woes have been a thing for him all season. So we'll see what they do. Obviously, that remains to be seen if they are going to be able to get him. But I'm seeing the Yankees. The Yankees are very much. Oh, he's safe. Wow. The Yankees are very much in play for him, and I'm seeing his name tied to him more than any other team that's reportedly interested. So we shall see. But please, Anthony Volpe, play better because we need you to. And there's nothing else. They're not going to do anything at shortstop. So I need him to play better, please. It's a great story. He's from New York and all that, playing for his favorite team growing up. Playing the shortstop position was played for by one of the most famous Yankees and Derek Jeter. So, come on. I need you to do something. Don't just be a body.
My body, your body. Well, Trigger, all roads lead to Boston, as we know.
Yeah, they just hit a grand slam at top of the fifth. They
Who
scored
that?
five. The Boston Red Sox against the Phillies. They were down 1-5.
Damn it, Boston.
They were
The
down one to
Boston Red
five with
Sox,
yeah. They were down 1-5 with the bases loaded.
the Boston Red Sox.
Dude walked them, so it was 5-2. And the next batter hit a grand slam, and then they're up 6-5.
Well, hell.
Hey, look, that's what happened when you got a good team, Trigger. Hey,
Ah!
my 1B team is gonna be back. Yankees will be back. 1B team. I was gonna wear my Yankees attire
You
tonight, but
can't be a Red Sox and a Yankee fan, man.
can chocolate and vanilla cake go together?
Bro, can I just
Huh?
take this time
Can
to
chocolate and
say
vanilla cake go together?
that I
No.
really, really hate the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays.
I really hate the Blue
Oh,
Jays.
that's who the Yankees
These
playing.
they do not strike out. Like they get walks, they get the ball in play, like they just don't. And it's so annoying to see a pitcher like Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, all these guys have multiple 20 pitch innings. Like, bro, y'all are really this good? Really? They've lost 40 something times. Like, you're beatable. But why can't we beat them?
Because of the
Jeez, this is
Yankees.
so annoying to watch. But they do it against everybody. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just, I wish my team had that approach. We live and die by the home run ball. This is a 2-2 game, right? The two, oh my God. The two runs that the Yankees have scored have both come on solo home runs tonight. The two runs the Blue Jays have scored have come on just putting the ball in play and guys running the bases. And they
So
always put it in play.
is this game one for the Blue Jays and
This
Yankees?
is this is game three. They split the first two. I just want the Yankees to win the series and make me feel better, but they just these innings every inning they get closer and closer to just losing complete control of this game.
What happened with the Brave series?
No! 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 Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he crashing out. He crashing out, Chad. Chad, he crashing out. Oh Lord.
It's a routine play. This is my problem
Oh,
with
that
the
need to be
Yankees,
clipped.
man. Hey, Trigger Rant Part 2. The Yankees suck at defense. And I'm not talking about making great plays where you got to contort your body and make crazy throws. It's simple shit. It's simple shit. I'm sick of seeing this every fucking game.
Oh,
Every fucking game. We can't make a simple fucking throw and catch. Yet everybody else does it. And we give up 2 or 3 runs on shit that shouldn't be happening. We don't make them earn it. They already put the damn ball in play, and we don't do nothing else to make it more difficult for them. We shoot ourselves in the foot and give them 2 and 3 runs. And we're playing in a hole every fucking time. Like, how do you not get that out? You let 2 runs score from a ball that went from home plate to midway to the fucking pitcher's mound. 2 runs scored off of that. 2. You brought 2 runs in from that. The ball didn't go nowhere. How does that happen? This is what pisses me off. I watched a game earlier with the Dodgers and the Twins, and the Twins had the lead. They were up 3-2, bottom of the ninth. Game's in LA, right? Mookie Betts comes up. They got 2 outs. Mookie Betts comes up to the plate, and he hits a ball, and he has to beat out the throw, which he did. Got to first base safely. Shohei Ohtani is on deck. They walk him intentionally. This sound familiar? It's looking a lot like the Yankees game 5 in the World Series against the Dodgers, right? So now you got Mookie on second, you got Ohtani on first. The third batter that comes up is a guy, we can get him. This is why we walked Ohtani, right? Because we can get this guy out. You got to be kidding me. And it keeps going. I can't even get through this example without them fucking up another defensive play. There was another run in scoring position because they couldn't make a catch from second to first. But anywho, Shohei Ohtani's on first. This third batter comes up, and this is the matchup we want, right? We need one out. This is the guy we want. Well, guess what happens? He gets walked. Not on purpose. He gets walked. So now the bases are loaded with two outs, and guess what's coming up the bat? Freddie Freeman. He goes down 0-2 real fast. But you know what happens next? He does what Aaron Judge doesn't do. And he gets a infield hit, or not an infield hit, but he gets a base hit, scores 2 runs, walk-off win. Never in doubt. And when the Dodgers came up, as soon as they let Mookie Betts go safe, and they walked Ohtani, and they walked the other dude, when Freddie Freeman came up to the plate, and they were down they were down 1 run with 2 runners in scoring position, I already knew the Dodgers were going to win. There was no doubt in my mind the Dodgers were going to win this game. And what happened? They won. But when my team comes up to bat, when Aaron Judge is in that situation, you know what I think? Well, he's going to strike out. No, he's going to get out somehow. He's going to ground out. Something's going to happen here where he's going to make this, he's going to get out. He's not going to help us. He's going to be the reason why we end up losing this game. Those are the thoughts that cross my mind when I'm watching these guys play. When I see other guys do it, when other teams come up to bat, I'm like, yep, he about to get a hit. He about to get on. He going to do this. When we put a ball in play, I'm like, oh, they're going to field this cleanly. It don't matter. They're going to turn double plays. They're going to catch the ball behind their backs and throw it on target. Everything's going to be great. Ball pops up the foul territory. They catch every one of them. Ball pops out the foul territory for our defense. We're dropping them. I mean, it's simple stuff, man. This is nothing complicated. This is not you're just sitting there and you got to, go make a crazy play and then throw it on target because, the ball pulls you off the bag or something like no. It's none of that with them. I mean, it's regular stuff. This is routine stuff. Since Game 5 of the World Series last year, the Yankees' whole agenda going into the offseason was can we find a way to stop run prevention, defense. That's what we want. We want to shore up this defense. They almost look worse on defense than they did last year. That's how bad they had been defensively. And it's no wonder they've been well under 500 since June 1st. One of the worst teams in baseball since June 1st, outside of the White Sox and the Colorado Rockies, and maybe the Washington Nationals. They've been on that level. But I'm sick of seeing it.
Passion.
I'm so sick of seeing it. I'm so sick of watching other teams who are not even as good as them make these simple-ass plays, and they're struggling with them. How you let a man score 2 runs and the ball don't go from third, don't go from home to the pitcher's mound? You let 2 runs score. How does that happen? What are you like? Unbelievable. It's unfucking believable. And Aaron Boone, it comes down to coaching. When stuff like this happens repetitively, it comes down to coaching. What the fuck are you doing when you're practicing? Do y'all just sweep this shit under the rug and just start and do other things like it doesn't exist? Because the way he talks in these interviews, it sounds like he does not want to confront what is going on. When the media asked him about Anthony Volpe's struggles, you know what he said about Anthony Volpe? Despite the errors, Anthony Volpe is still one of the top shortstops in the baseball. Are you serious? Have you seen his batting average? Have you seen that he is top of the league? He is tied in first as a shortstop across all of baseball in errors this season. Where is he one of the top shortstops in baseball? What numbers say that? But these are the things that Aaron Boone are saying to sweep this shit under the rug. So if he talks about it that way, he's coaching that way. They're not addressing this in practice. They can't be because he comes out game after game after game and makes the same silly mistakes. He's not even making new mistakes. He's making the same mistakes. It's routine stuff. Now I can see if he's got to go dive and get up and try to throw a ball, or he's got to do something crazy, and he's throwing the ball, past first base. The ball's going over his head, or he's like throwing it in the dirt or something because he has to make a spectacular play to keep the ball in front of him. But the ball is literally going right to him into his glove, All you got to do is turn and throw it. And he makes that an adventure. And he's throwing balls in the dirt. He's throwing balls on people's head. He's letting balls get by him. I mean, it's simple stuff with him over and over and over and over again. What kind of fundamentals are you working on in practice? You know the man is struggling.
Practice?
What are you doing in practice to help get that man right again? What are you doing? You're not doing anything because the results are saying that nothing is being done about it. And the way you talk about it in interviews shows that you think nothing is wrong. You still think that man's a top shortstop in this league? You need to be fired based off of that thought alone right there. The fact that you think he's having a great year and he's one of the top shortstops in baseball, you need to get fired for just having that thought right there. Forget everything else that you've done so far this season. Forget it. Just off that thought alone, you need to be gone.
I'm
Get
glad
out of here. Fired. Done. Finito finished. Get out.
Shout out ESPN New York at ESPN New York on Twitter. ESPN 880 New York. The Real Michael K Show. Trigger, thank you for suggesting this clip.
He a top shortstop. He ain't no top shortstop.
Sipping my goddamn juice.
Shit's annoying, man.
You sent us this clip, Trigger. Now here you go.
They've been terrible. They haven't won since 2009. If you don't think that getting to the World Series is an accomplishment, then you've lost perspective. And I was listening to Don Hahn and Rosenberg when I was driving home last night. Somebody called in and said, well, I mean, they got embarrassed in that World Series. Did they really get embarrassed? Look at the numbers. They got outscored by 1 run total. They should have won game 1, where the Yankee organization made a bad decision to bring in Nestor Cortez rather than Tim Hill. If they win game 1, the whole thing is different. And I know they had that awful 5th inning and they blew a 5-run lead, but you know they led after that?
6-5.
And the only reason they ended up losing that game is Tommy Kahnle, who was great all year, came in and walked 3 straight Dodgers.
Whether he walked them or not, they still were going to lose that game.
But going to the World Series is not even considered an accomplishment. I don't understand that thinking. I know the stupid mission statement is World Series or bust. I get it. That mission statement, by the way, was actually enacted, 40 years ago when the game was completely different. And I've said over and over the Yankees should change that mission statement.
Number 37.
That mission statement has so poisoned your mind that the team went to the World Series last year, and I'm seeing on social media and calling in as well that they should fire Aaron Boone.
Yes.
Because they can't get them to the next level.
Yes.
So he could get them to game 5 of the World Series, but those extra 3 wins, he's just not good enough. That's almost the idiocy that the Knicks applied. That Tom
Is
Thibodeau
Aaron
couldn't
Boone
win those
Doc
2
Rivers?
extra games to go to the NBA Finals.
No.
They need
No.
somebody else to get those 2 extra games. So Aaron Boone, in your mind, is just not good enough to win a championship, but he's good enough to win an American League championship. And I'll say this
sometimes
again.
he's just good
You
enough
all
to do
think that
certain
Aaron
things.
Boone is such a bad
So he
manager.
Andy Reid in
He won
Philly?
an American League championship and went to game 5 of the World Series with a left fielder and a first baseman in his everyday lineup that can't get jobs in the big leagues a year later.
Yeah, I want to address that too.
Alex
Yeah,
Verdugo cannot get a job.
Go off, Michael K. Go off.
Anthony Rizzo has not had an offer. Those are his starting first baseman and left fielder. And he got the team to the World Series, but he's a terrible manager. He's the guy. He's awful.
He is.
And then when I defend him, well, I'm Yankee boy. I mean, really, get your stuff together, people. It's like the World Series never happened. Oh, they didn't win. Okay, well, you're a spoiled brat then. If going to the World Series is not a nice enough season,
I'm a
then you're a
spoiled
spoiled
fucking brat. I'm a spoiled fucking brat. You damn right I am. Let me get into this real quick. So there's a couple things he said that really perturbed me. First of all, let's talk about Anthony Rizzo and Alex Verdugo real quick. So Anthony Rizzo was playing with a broken fucking hand. Anthony Rizzo was playing with a broken fucking hand, okay? And he was doing very well this whole season. The reason why Anthony Rizzo can't get a job in baseball right now is because of his injury history. I guarantee you. All right? He can put him out there. You might get a little production out of him, but he's going to get hurt at some point. That's just been his MO since he's left Chicago. That's just who he is, right? That's probably why he can't get a job. Plus his age, right? Age, injuries, not a good recipe for a first baseman in baseball, right? So Anthony Rizzo, yes, was playing in the postseason with a broken hand, and was still doing better than half of the roster. So let's just get that out the way first. Secondly, Alex Verdugo. Alex Verdugo was probably the best defender we had out of everybody last year. The reason why he can't get a job right now probably has more to do than what he's not doing at the plate versus what he's doing in the outfield. Because in the outfield, the man, I've seen him make some spectacular plays like him and Cody Bellinger. I've seen they're the only two, and maybe Trent Grisham, I'll throw him in this category too, that I've seen them make plays where I'm just like, wow, like only they can do what they do. Okay? I don't understand why Verdugo can't secure a job or somewhere. I don't know what it is with him. I just don't know. But my guess would have to be maybe it's the play. Now, we talk about it as if we had a better left fielder this year. Like, do we? No, no, we don't. If Jason Dominguez is the Yankees' everyday left fielder, then I hope and pray that every ball that gets hit to him is a routine fly ball. Because anything where he has to go run and dive and catch and jump has been an adventure. And how many times have he come down with those types of catches this year? Zero. Want to know how I know? Because I watched every time he's played in left field and watched every ball that's come out there. And every time he had to go and do something extra, he's failed miserably. I've seen Cody Bellinger out there in left field. See, when I've seen him do in left field, I've seen him make spectacular play after spectacular play after spectacular play, time and time and time and time and time and time again. That's what I say out of Cody Bellinger. So you want to tell me that Boone deserves credit for getting a Yankees team where his first baseman last year, who had a broken hand and still played and performed in the postseason, is not in the league anymore, and you got a left fielder who can't get a job right now, but you replace him with another left fielder who's probably worse than him defensively. I get him, he has a good bat. Dominguez has a better bat than Verdugo does. He does. But defensively, not really on his level at all. Um, yeah, we really fixed things. And you want to talk about how the Yankees got embarrassed in that World Series, or you think they didn't get embarrassed in that World Series rather? Yes, they did. Just because the Yankees got outscored by a total of 1 run over a 5-game period, how is it not embarrassing to be up 5-0 in Game 5 in a do or die game, and you give up 5 runs in 1 inning? How is that not embarrassing? Were you not watching the World Series? Were you not watching the entire regular season? Were the Yankees defensively, like we're watching right now, defensively they struggled over and over and over and over again, and it finally caught up into them in the World Series. And it came to life in 1 inning. It summarized our whole season, that 1 inning, the 5th inning of Game 5. It just shows you everything that the Yankees had been doing all year long. And it cost us. I don't care if we got the lead after that. The Yankees winning 6-5. If Tommy Kahnle does not walk 3 batters and they score runs off of that, do you honestly think a 1-run lead would have scored? Because the Yankees didn't score again after that. They scored. They went up 6-5. They did not score another run after that. And we all knew for the Tommy Kahnle walked all those guys to dot, the Yankees would have to score a few more runs to win that game. They were not going to just hold that 1-run lead, and you still got half a game to play. It's not happening. So I don't care what Tommy Kahnle did. You can blame him for it all you want, but the Yankees did not score another run after they went up and took the lead again after being up 5-0. Aaron Boone is a terrible manager. You just said it yourself. Game 1, what did he do? He took out, you skipped over one fact. He took Garrett Cole out earlier in the game when he was dim, when he was in control. That was the first thing. The second thing was he put Nestor Cortez in there instead of Tim Hill after Nestor Cortez was out like the last 2 months of the season and hadn't played at all in the playoffs. And you let his first game back be in the bullpen when he was a starter against Shohei Ohtani or the top of the Dodgers order in the bottom of the 9th inning. You need 2 outs, and it's the World Series. That's the situation you decided to bring back a guy who hadn't played in 2 months. Like even I, who's never played baseball, would have chosen somebody who has been there over somebody who hadn't played. That's just common sense. That's with any sport. Why would you throw a guy in there who hadn't had any game reps in over 2 months? Why would you do that? You're not going to get the same production out of him. I don't care how much practicing you've been doing. I don't care how many bullpen sessions he's had, how many pitches he's thrown. You cannot simulate a World Series game with World Series energy, other team players, the umpire, all that stuff, the atmosphere. You cannot simulate that in practice. You cannot come close to simulating that in practice. I don't care how many, live situations or real game situations you do in practice. You can't prepare anybody for that. The only way you prepare for it is you go out and you actually experience the real thing. That's the only way you get in line for it, or the only way you get in shape for it. Nestor Cortez did not have that. And they threw him out there, and he was lucky to get that one out against Shohei. But obviously, you saw what happened. Freddie Freeman walked us off on two pitches. Two pitches. Do that first pitch to Shohei and got the second out, and Verdugo made a hell of a play to go get that second out. Then he comes back, the second pitch, boom, grand slam, game over. After they walk Mookie Betts to load the bases.
That was a good play, and that was a good game, bro. That was a good game.
Not if you were a Yankee fan, because we had that game. We had the game twice. We had it twice, and it came down to managerial decision. You should have left Cole in the game to begin with. The first time, that was the first mistake, and the second mistake is to bring in Tim Hill instead of Nestor Cortez. That's what he should have done. Those two mistakes, those two managerial mistakes, cost the Yankees game one, and probably turned the tide of that whole series. Could you imagine if the Yankees walk out of there with a 3-2 win instead of losing 4-3 or 6-3? How different that would have been for them. Because they win that game, they go to New York, they won that one game where they put up 11 runs, and then they don't blow the 5-0 game. That's 3 wins right there. Talking about a whole different ball game. And it came down to managing and our defense. And lo and behold, guess what we're talking about again this season? That's what has failed us over and over again this season. Managing and defense. We
What's
saw it on
that?
display in the World Series. We're seeing it on display right now.
What's that Brian McKnight song? Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I
That's the
don't give a
Yankees.
we say shoulda, coulda, woulda all you want to, but it's not a matter of, man, if he would have hit that ball, if he would have hit that ball and play, we would have scored a run. If he would have caught that thing, we would have nope. It's stuff that the man had time to think about. It's stuff he had control over. Who do I put out here in this moment? And he made the wrong decision twice. Twice.
I don't got nobody else, man. That's all we got.
Oh my God, not Cody too. Are you serious?
All right.
Trigger taking no prisoners.
Hey,
What the
let's get
hell
Trigger
was
off.
that?
Let's get Trigger off the Yankees neck. Trigger on the
What the
Yankees neck.
hell was that?
Oh,
That
Captain
was
Crash
not
over
so
there.
hard to come back, and then he just give it. This is what I'm talking about, man. How many times I gotta say this? Oh my God!
Hey, Lady Ray, we got a situation. Trigger over here, heartbroken.
This is fucking crazy. But how many times, man?
We got to get Trigger off the Yankees neck. So we gonna move to the next, cause Trigger gonna snap on the Yankees, man. I'm a little nervous.
Oh man.
Wow. Let's see, the Blue Jays will not. They won't. Oh, fuck, man. Mm.
I don't know what
It's
just happened
always
over there.
us. It's always us. Just fall all the way back and tie the damn game, and you just give the game away again. bet he saw where that one went. Damn, man. Man, what's next? What's next? Jeez, man, I don't. I'm starting to really wonder if the deadline is really going to fix these issues. Because if Aaron Boone is not addressing the stuff, then what does it matter? What does it matter?
I'm back. Can y'all hear me? I had a little
Yeah.
my computer crashed out.
Mm.
My computer was about to crash out.
I guess they mad at the Yankees too.
Yeah, the trigger over there on their necks. He throttled my joint out. All right, let me try to do this again. All right, I think I found what you was talking about, Trigger.
But if you don't switch
Yes.
that switch of inconvenience and love to embrace it,
You gotta start at
if he had Joe size, understand that. But here's the plot twist. Do you know what you would be if you had his heart? You're too cool, bro. You're too cool. And I'm telling you right now, I love you and your family. But if you don't switch that switch of inconvenience and love to embrace it, you're just gonna be
All right. Well, I remember we were talking about this. We were texting each other, and I wanted you guys to kind of give your input because I know where Mel's kind of stood on it, dating back to that play at the Super Bowl where Cam didn't dive on that fumble. I know B. Wise wanted to address that, and I wanted to kind of bring in another perspective that I don't think anyone's really talked about.
I mean, me personally, I mean, yeah, he didn't dive on the fumble. I mean, me personally, it's the Super Bowl. You know, you got to dive on that ball. You know, but then I thought about it. You know, outside of that one play, Cam has shown heart in his career. You know, he never shied away from contact. You know, he always used to, dive for first downs. He would, dive over the end zone. So I kind of recanted my statement because of what happened in the Super Bowl. But then it's like, you do all that, but then you don't make that play in the Super Bowl. And it's just like it's kind of conflicting, kind of confused. But um, I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time. I kind of want to hear what y'all got to say as far as y'all's opinion.
For me, I get the message and what he's saying in that particular moment of the clip. I think it's warranted and needed. For as far as the Super Bowl, it's the fourth quarter. We was down. If you look at the video, he would have been a little bit contorted. But like Mal said, I ain't never questioned Cam Hart, but I understand in that moment. It would have been if he jumped on that fumble. Now it's what I think it's third or fourth and 25. So he did go into the pile after like adjusting and all that kind of stuff. But I can understand why everybody always say that. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that
It
they
wasn't
will
the
never
fact.
live down.
I ain't even cut you off, B Wise. It's not
No,
the
you good,
fact
good.
that he didn't go in the pile. He hesitated. He was starting to go in the pile. Then Von Miller was coming and he backed out. That's what it was like. Whoa, wait, like what? So that's what got me. But you know,
Yeah, he did. He
Trigger.
did like a little hezzy.
Yeah, he did a super hezzy.
He did a little hezzy.
Yeah.
Trigger.
So my whole thing was I see a lot of people talk about this play, and majority of the people have beaten Cam up over it. Saying that he has no heart. No hustle. He wasn't trying. Like he was throwing the game. I've seen all kind of crazy things, and like the video that we just clipped up right before this segment of him, with the kids, was just like to be in a camp or something that he's hosting, maybe where he's giving that speech talking about having heart and all that. And then people in the comments were saying, "Oh, just like you did in the Super Bowl with that fumble and whatnot." And like, see, no one's really talking about because people love drama, they love negativity, they love to talk about things that are negative because it makes them feel better about themselves. I guess, in that regard. So when it comes to Cam Newton and giving his speech to those kids about having heart, why can't it be looked at as, maybe Cam saw that in himself in that Super Bowl game? Maybe he's felt the
Facts,
way
Jay.
about that all this time. And that's why, you notice how he said, I'm telling you right now, if you don't switch that, you're just going to be, you know? And that's how Cam and the Panthers are looked at it, that year. Like they had a great year, MVP and all that. They went to the Super Bowl and they were just, because they didn't win the big game. So it's like all that was, I don't want to say for nothing, but in essence, yeah, because, it was all about Peyton Manning, even though Peyton Manning didn't really have a great game. It was all about, the Broncos and Peyton Manning
That
winning
defense, bro. That
winning.
Broncos defense was
Yes.
dominant that game. It
It was,
was.
and even then, the story was all about Peyton Manning riding off to the sunset, winning one last championship. So, I mean, why can't people look at it from that perspective? Like Cam has lived it, went through it. He knows what it's like to be, this big dude that maybe didn't have the heart in that moment for whatever reason, and now he's trying to pass it on to these kids because he's seeing them make the same mistakes early. And he's trying to nip it in the bud right then and there, and be like, hey, he's not as big as you, but he's got heart. Now, you're the big you're what they're looking for. Can you imagine if you had his heart and all that, and people are jumping on him because he's talking about heart? Like he shouldn't be talking about heart. He knows nothing about heart. Well, he knows everything about heart. Why couldn't it be that Cam Newton learned his lesson, you know, and now he's trying
Fuck
to
I
Michael
pass it on,
guess,
Rimmers. I couldn't hold
and
it
now
no
he's
more.
trying to
I
pass
guess
it
Fuck
on,
Mike Rimmers.
and now he's
I
trying to
guess
pass it on to this next
But I
group of
love you, Mike
guys.
Rimmers. Shout out.
Here we go again, man. Another
I guess
silly
you know.
mistake, man. Another silly mistake.
Miles
But
about to.
anywho, with Cam Newton, getting back to Cam Newton, yes. So he's passing on a lesson that he learned in the Super Bowl. Now I'm not saying that that's what he's doing. I'm just saying why can't others see that as a means as to why he's saying what he's saying, rather than it just being he's just saying it because it sounds cool or that's the thing to say, and then people are jumping on him because he didn't show heart like the other dude he's talking to ain't show heart. Why can't it be, maybe Cam learned his lesson from the Super Bowl and he's just trying to make sure these kids don't, carry that same demeanor about themselves, doing what they're doing.
I guess for me and everybody's different. If that was the case, then maybe he should have mentioned it. Don't be the fuck up that I did in the biggest game of my career and I didn't jump on the ball. When I tell my students stuff, I always sit there and I talk about, my fuck ups. About when I used to do dumb shit and how I got in trouble and don't do the same shit I did. Um, but I mean, and he may have, but maybe if he would have actually mentioned that, it probably, people probably would have took it like, okay, I can
I,
respect that, Cam. But I guess they just saw it as Cam trying to have a sound bite or
can I ask you
whatever.
a follow up on that, Miles?
What's up?
So with what he said, with I know your family and all this kind of stuff, and I know the behind the scenes and the relationship that Cam has with a lot of these kids and what he does, is it for the people who are in the moment that it's implied, like from these conversations that we didn't had, all these moments traveling, all these games, you know what I did wrong, and you know where this is coming from, what place this is coming from, and that's why I can talk to you with this passion, because we have this relationship and we have this established connection. Do you think that that may be a part of it that people are missing?
I mean, it could be, but then if that's the case, then why record it? Keep it private.
Content, content.
I mean,
And for
that's
what it
fine.
did, whether you hate me or love me, you still watching.
Yeah. And you can have content, but then you got to embrace everything that comes with content. So if you want to
Another,
record it, then you got to deal with the backlash. Just like strictly, we sit here and say some outlandish shit. Got to deal with the consequences.
And that's
I
why we are
know.
at the end.
Yeah, I want to add something else to what Miles was saying about the Cam situation, and I'm losing my train of thought here.
We getting old, fellas.
Oh man, it was something I wanted to say. It's about Cam Newton Man, what was the last couple things you were saying? Was it about TV or putting stuff out there on social media? I guess
Yeah,
for
putting
people
stuff
to
out
take
there that
up.
you want people to react to. You putting it out there, just
There was
like we do
something
on
else he
stream.
was saying right before that. That was, oh my gosh,
We can run it back and get the clip, but
it's messing with me. I
it's
can't
gonna
think
come to
about
you
it.
in the middle of the next segment.
It was something I wanted to say, man. What else were you talking about, Miles? Besides the clip?
Oh, so I was just talking about, maybe if he would have mentioned, him not diving for that ball
Yes,
during the Super
yes.
Bowl.
Okay, that's it. That's it. So, what I want to say was, I know some people when they sort of acknowledge things, they kind of indirectly do it. It could still be a sore spot for him because I mean it did happen a while ago, but
Like 10 years ago.
some people have a way of like indirectly acknowledging their failures or their mess ups. They don't never actually say, "Hey, be better than I was in the Super Bowl when I didn't dive on that fumble." He'll just say, you know, "I'm telling you right now, like I know, if you don't do this and this, you'll just be." Eh. That could be him insinuating, his, and I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm just saying that that could be perceived that way. Because again, a lot of people, when things like that happen to them, something like that, Super Bowl, you don't know if you ever get back there. So like the one time you go, you're like trying to make sure that do everything you can. And maybe now he's feeling like, I didn't do everything I can. I didn't dive on that ball. So, let me let these kids know, like, hey, the heart that I'm seeing or the lack of that I'm seeing from you right now, it's, you don't want to be that guy.
That's true.
But, some people just do that. They'll, if you live in a black household, your parents acknowledge things by not directly acknowledging them. It's like we're talking about this weekend. How your parents say I'm sorry?
You hungry?
Do they ever say I'm sorry? they don't.
Hmm.
They don't ever. They don't ever say I'm sorry. They'll do something else to show
You
you.
want a Pepsi?
Boone just got tossed. I don't know why. It's his fault. This team plays defense like shit.
All that cuss outs you gave that man, you gonna ask why he got tossed? Cause he about to fly to he
No, no,
about to
I'm
fly.
not. I'm not. I'm not siding with him right now. I'm saying I don't know why he getting mad at the umpire for like because he missed a strike call or whatever. That's the least of your worries right now. Get your ass back or wherever and fucking teach these motherfuckers the fundamentals.
Oh my gosh, language. Let's now. Let me. I like where y'all at right now. So
He mad because you ain't get nobody the fundamentals.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna take
keep
it out on the
chugging us
umpire.
along, and I'm gonna put y'all right here with this. I want that same passion right here.
With guys like Max, he was like, man, they knew I was coming up and they just want to take care of him. And I just say, must be nice, you know what I mean?
Is it hard to be patient to try to get a deal?
Oh, no, patience is a virtue. I think it's key to patience. I think life is all about patience, knowing when it's your turn, when it's your opportunity, and then you maximize it.
You always help him when he's doing the rehab. Are you helping him with the contract? Because you got yours a little early.
Yeah, of course. And
This
I was
is
telling him, stay
embarrassing,
patient.
man.
It's coming. He's the best player in the
This is
NFL. Like,
embarrassing.
why wouldn't you pay him? Some teams with guys like Max, he was like, man, they
And shout out to Nick Harris at Nick Harris FWST for the clip. So, what's y'all thoughts on that?
He's exactly right. I mean, you care about your players, pay them. I mean, Max Crosby and T.J. Watt both got big deals before Micah, and Micah had more sacks than them last season. So I mean, it's there. I mean, I know Trey Hendrickson hasn't been paid yet by the Bengals, but the Bengals, this seems to also be a pattern with them as well. It's not just the Cowboys, but the Bengals, they were slow to pay Jamar Chase and slow to pay T. Higgins. It looks like they're going to be slow again to play Trey Hendrickson. I think they'll eventually get a deal done with him because he is a franchise guy, and you cannot lose him on the defensive end. But Michael Parsons is absolutely right, man. I mean, for him to have to go through all this, for any Cowboys player who's had to who's put in the work and the money that they're getting or would be getting is justified for the work that they put in. Like you got to think, you got to feel for them, and you got to think that they are absolutely within their rights to feel the way that they feel about it. I mean, and I'm sick of this with the Cowboys every year. Like they got a major player coming up for grabs or coming up that needs a contract, and they wait till the last minute to sign them, and they drag things out and drag things out, and they have these meaningless press conferences. Like the one they had a couple days ago, where Jerry Jones is sitting there, talking about the cap and how the cap works and everything, and just sitting there, having a pissing contest with the media about all this stuff rather than just addressing the stuff that they're asking them about. Why haven't you signed Michael Parsons? Let me tell you right now, if I'm ever doing any of these conferences with the Cowboys, I'm just asking Jerry and Steven yes or no questions. I'm not asking them any more open-ended questions because they don't say nothing. They're the only ones I know that do a lot of talking and then we saying nothing at the same time. Like I listen to Brian Schottenheimer talk, and he says some things that I like, and he says some things that make sense. But when you ask Jerry and Steven these questions about their players, they get so long-winded about nothing and don't ever answer the question. Like Jerry, take 15 minutes. Hey, Jerry, well, are you going to sign Michael Parsons before game one of the regular season?
Speaking on what you just said, Trigger.
Dion had the time where he came in, and I needed him in camp to be a leader. And all. Like, what does that got to do with the question? Like, if I'm a reporter, I'm asking yes or no questions. Hey, Jerry, are you going to sign Michael Parsons for the season? Yes or no? Whatever they say will tell me everything I need to know about how they're going to operate.
Let's
A
listen to
simple
what Jerry
yes or
said,
no will tell
on
me everything I need to know.
what you saying right there.
Just because we signed him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously.
I want to hear y'all thoughts on this.
Stupid opinion.
We've
This is a
signed, I remember signing a player
comment he
for the
made right
highest
here.
paid at the position in
Stupid
the
comment.
league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year. Dak Prescott.
This football, injuries happen. You
So
fucking
there's a lot of
genius.
things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Look, I can't with this dumbass shit that I'm seeing on the TV and hearing Jerry Jones say right now. But Jerry is absolutely out of his. This sums him up, right? This ridiculous ass comment he made sums up who he is as a fucking football person right here. Because how could you say something like that? How can you say something like that? He might get hurt. Well, no shit, Jerry. It's football. These guys are going to get hurt. You're afraid to pay a guy and afraid you're not going to have him for half the season? Well, let's just give everybody 1-year deals and see what the fuck happens. How about that? Since you're scared about losing money on paying a player because he might not be around because he might get hurt. If we operate on might, we would never
Stephen
get
Jones
anything
did
done.
say he talks to
And
agents,
guess
though.
what? And guess what? He's still going to pay the man his money. So why even say that dumbass comment when you're going to give Michael Parsons money anyway? Why are you dragging this thing out when you're going to give him his money anyway? What is the point behind that comment? What is that supposed to make me believe? What thought process is that supposed to change in my mind about you signing Michael Parsons ahead of time? What does that do for me in the rest of the Cowboys fan? Oh my God! They're doing it again, y'all.
Yo!
Damn,
crashing.
you all right over there?
He crashing in now.
I cannot.
Oh, he going out with a bang on Strictly. So
Bro,
while
if
Triggers,
Aaron Boone does not get fired after this, I don't know what the fuck to do about this team. I really don't. I'm really
Shout
about
out
to stop watching, bro.
the DLS Cowboys. This is what Michael Parsons said
look.
against those comments that Jerry Jones
See,
said.
go get Alex Verdugo right now.
My bad, Trigger. Hold on.
No, but I'm gonna talk
He would
to him.
not do
I
that.
just thought, as a whole, like,
This is
everyone's
fucking comical.
situation is differently.
It's
You know what I mean?
comical. What it is.
At the end of the day, like, I'm here for my teammates. I'm not here to please another grown man. I'm here for them. I want to be here with Trey, watch him rehab, watch him get on the field, watch his growth. I want to be here battling with Terrence Steele. Like, I'm here for these guys. I'm not here for him. So I think, at the end of the day, he's on the field with us. We're on the field playing the games and things like that. So I'm gonna just control my teammates, keep boosting it, and we're just gonna keep playing together.
For each other, but stuff.
Yankees need to clean house, boy. They need to clean fucking house.
No, we don't use that language over here, Lady Ray. It's God.
They need to clean house, boy. I cannot watch this shit no more, man.
Oh God. All right, Miles. What's your thoughts on the Jerry Jones
Fucking me
situation?
up right now. God damn, man.
What's your thoughts on the Cowboys situations, Miles? Trigger's about to go fight
Look
all
at
the
this
Yankees.
shit, man. Every fucking day it's the same fucking shit with this team. It's simple stuff.
I ain't got no thoughts. It's Jerry Jones doing Jerry Jones things, man. That's my thought on it. This is why I say they're gonna be the Cowboys the Cowboys are who I thought they were. Same old shit, just a different year. I ain't got no opinion on them. I'm gonna love my team, but I ain't got no expectations for him. Jerry Jones, he's showing you he's not trying to change. So
So Stephen Jones said he negotiates. So is it Jerry and Steven, or what? I mean, are y'all? Do you think the Cowboys? Is there? It smells of collusion. I don't want to say that word. I'm sorry. I don't mean that NFL. Don't listen to me. I'm just a little small
what do
guy.
you mean
But
collusion?
because look at the Bengals and look at Jerry Jones, Mike Brown, Jerry Jones, two of the oldest owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay their ends. What's going on?
Maybe it's just their mindset, man. They're
Yeah.
old and they just have that way about them.
Well,
I don't
Mike
know.
Brown has always been the cheapest owner in the league.
Oh yeah,
He didn't ever want to pay nobody. He didn't even want a new stadium.
they just sold the rights for that to get that.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't. Mike Brown has always been a cheapskate. So I mean, I wouldn't take that to heart. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm moving on Friday, so I'm about to break down my bed. So that's why I'm in and out of the camera.
Oh, you
But
breaking it down tonight?
yeah, so I'm gonna be sleeping on the floor tonight
Oh
and
Lord,
tomorrow
oh
because I
Lord.
need to vacuum this floor. But yeah, I, is this Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones? Yeah, he can't help himself.
He
He
gonna be what
cannot
he gonna
help
be.
himself. This is who he is. Again, if they can sit there and say Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files, will you tell me they can't find no fucking dirt on this man? Come on now.
Miles, it don't matter. It's gonna go to Steven. He right there beside Jerry.
Well, hopefully Stephen will learn from his daddy's mistakes.
We shall see. Hold on, I was wondering what you were doing. Your back would not like you for that. He still sleep on the mattress. I hope.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, you
seeing
sleep?
sleep on the mattress.
Yeah, he sleep on the mattress. It's just gonna be off the frame. It's gonna be old school, like first apartments days. Before you went to got the $40 bed frame at Walmart. Shout out Walmart for $40 bed frames. But all right, fellas. Let's get into our last clip before we get into the sad news of the evening. But let's check this clip out right here. Shout out Adam Scheffler for the clip.
It feels like you work
And
your
Scotty
whole life.
Scheffler.
I think it's kind of funny. I think
it's a long one.
I think I said something after the Byron this year about like it feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because it's literally worked my entire life to become good at the sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? This is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And I really do believe that, because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, you know, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but
You're
not. It's just one of those deals, you know. I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life. But does it fill the deepest, you know, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not. I mean, I love playing golf. I love being able to compete. I love living out my dreams. I love being a father. I love being able to take care of my son. I love being able to provide for my family out here playing golf. And, you know, every day when I wake up early to go put in the work, you know, my wife thanks me for going out and working so hard. And when I get home, I try and thank her every day for taking care of our son. It's just, you know, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. You know, I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life, or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife,
All right, I've seen enough. The reason why you want to win because it's your fucking job. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It sounds like he's deflecting. He's already setting himself up. Hey, you know, setting himself up to lose. You know, I put my family. Well, what does that got to do with football? Of course, you gonna put your family first. Who trade? Trigger has 2 kids and a wife. He puts his family first, but he's got a job to do. If he don't put out that fire, they're gonna throw his black ass on the unemployment line. Like, what are you talking about? Again, this is why we will go 6-11. That statement right there. Talking about some golf. What does that got to do with football, man?
That's Scotty Scheffler.
Huh?
So that's a golfer, Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, I thought that was Brian Schottenheimer. My bad. We was talking about football. How we get on golf?
B. Wise came up and said the last clip of the day. So you up there moving your bat around, you hear bits and pieces.
You don't even know what your head coach look like. It's crazy.
He don't even right. He done made up his own scenario in his head.
I thought that was Brian Schottenheimer. I was like, what the hell?
No, that was
but
Scotty
yeah,
Scheffler
I mean, I'll say the same thing. You know, you're supposed to win because it's your job. You don't win, you don't make money. You don't win, you don't get endorsements.
Well, not technically. All they got to do is make the cut in PJ. They ain't got to win. They'll still make money.
I agree with you on that, Trigger.
Obviously, if you do win, you make more money. But if you make that first cut, if you make it to the weekend, you get paid.
And I think, Miles, that's what he's saying is exactly what Trigger said. Is like, I work so hard to be number one in the world. I put in all this time away from my family. Like, my wife stays here and raises our kid, my son. I'm missing all these moments to be number one in the world. What does it matter to win 2? Like, I won 2 majors, and now y'all saying, what am I going to do next? Why don't I just be a guy who puts in less time, sees my family, and then, like Trigger just said, makes it to the weekend and live an incredible life?
Well,
Why do I have to strive to be number one?
Then just quit fucking golf then. Go be with your family. I mean, that's what you want to do. Go be with your family.
I wouldn't quit when you can play and make $1 million in a weekend.
Well, then play fucking golf. Nobody want to hear that shit about your family. Everybody got family. Do your fucking job, man. That's just a cop-out. You know, that's just a cop-out. Like, nah, motherfucker. You think Tiger Woods would say some shit like that?
But Tiger Woods is a player from the Himalayas.
I mean, well, that's besides the point, but still.
Hey, shout out to my wife. She made these cookies. They delicious. She been baking. So
good.
So
making that watermelon salad.
Here's my take on what Scotty Scheffler's saying. And being a former collegiate athlete, I can relate 100% to what he's saying. I can even say my senior year, once I finished, I was actually experiencing a little bit of what he was experiencing. Although it's a little bit different because I had to Like I was done playing. Like he can still play, but I was done playing, and I had the opportunity to keep playing professionally, but my heart just wasn't in it. Um, but anywho, not to get too far off subject, but what Scotty is saying, I understand wholeheartedly because being an athlete, you work very, very hard to be really good at your craft, right? You put in the time, you put in the work, you put in the effort, you put in all these different things to be good or be the best at it. And that's with any sport, not just golf, but me with basketball, anyone who plays football, tennis, bowling, volleyball, baseball, whatever the sport is, if you've been doing it for your entire life, you worked your whole life at it to be very good. You understand the work that you put in and the sacrifices that you make to be really good at it. But he's right, because you'll go a lifetime and you'll put in a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, just for just a few minutes of glory. Now, being in college, I've won tournaments, I've won, individual awards. I've won a lot of different things, both individually and with teams, obviously. And he's absolutely right when he talks about having just 2 minutes of glory when you win, and then it's on to the next thing. What am I going to eat for dinner later? That's what he said, but it's literally like that. So what I think he's saying is, yes, I love what I do. I love the grind. I love putting in work, but it's not the most important thing in my life. And that's where the family and all that stuff comes in. So that's what he's saying, and I can relate to that because again, when you're playing sports, at the end of the day, it's just sports. Like you do all this work, you do all these different things just for a couple minutes of glory. That's even if you win, because I'm pretty sure a lot of more people lose, and they make more mistakes than they do well, and they win. But when you do win, that moment of glory only lasts but for a few minutes, and then it's back to doing that cycle again. You're repeating yourself over and again, and try to go back and do it again. But it's a lot more of that than it is winning. That's why it's not as fulfilling because, yes, I love putting in the work. I love the grind. I love the sport. I love playing. I do everything I can to be good at it so that I can go out here and win. But at the end of the day, if I don't win, it's not the end of the world. It's not, a life or death thing. And I think that's ultimately what he's saying. If I can, kind of clear that up. He's not saying that, he's getting bored with golf and that he'd rather be with his family. I think he's saying he loves his family enough to where if golf started to interfere with those relationships, and I can walk away from it because ultimately this game is going to leave me before my family does. Or I'm not going to be able to play this game before I'm not able to have a relationship with my wife or my son. So yes, I can play golf, for a long time, but my relationship with my wife and my son is forever. And there's things that I can't get back or things that I won't be able to duplicate through the game of golf as I can in life with my family. So yes, I love golf. I love putting in the work. I love grinding. I love winning. But at the end of the day, it's not the end all be all because it just isn't.
I agree with that, Trigger. I agree with that.
But
Man said,
two things can be true. Like you can love what you do, and but he's being honest because, and I can tell you, it is like that because I've put in a lot of work, playing ball or whatever, and then I go, I do really well in a tournament or something, and I win MVP, and it's like 2 minutes, people are going crazy, they celebrate you, they give you all these things and accolades, and then the next day comes and it's like nobody remembers. And it's
"What's
like,
next? What you gonna do
back on my
next year?"
grind again. It's like, I'm on top. Now I got to work even harder to stay there. And I think that's commendable too because, you do a lot. Be safe. You do a lot to, to put into your craft. And it should be, rewarded. It is often rewarded with, wins and, having those moments of glory, that we talked about. But again, those moments of glory don't last, and then they're not as long as the relationship you're gonna have with your child, the relationships you have at home with your wife, the relationships you have, that mean more to you outside of golf that are more sustainable than the game of golf itself. So I think that's ultimately, like I said, you can slice it many different types of ways. But ultimately, what Scotty Scheffler is saying is, I love what I do. I love doing this for a living and providing for my family. But it's not what fulfills me. It's not this thing that that I'm, it's, and I know he kind of talked about it, kind of talked down on a little bit, but like, some people win a lot and, they just get bored. This could be that. Like he wins a lot on tour. Like he don't just make the cuts. Like he wins these tournaments. Like he's winning a lot every year. And, he might just be bored with it. And he's done it enough to know that, hey, this only lasts for like 2 minutes and then it's, now I'm preparing for the next tournament. And I'm going to go play in a tournament that's not as prestigious as the one I just won. And people ask me why I want to win so bad. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell them. Like, it's like, that's how it is with sports. Some things are greater than others. And it's like, you have the same preparation though. And, you have the same goal. You want to be the best no matter what type of prestige this tournament may have or what type of prestige that this game may have or whatever. Like, you still want to put in that same work. But at the end of the day, it's just golf. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. Do I want to be the best? Absolutely, I do. That's why I work as hard and crazy as I do, because I want to be the best. But at the end of the day, wanting to be the best just for those couple minutes of, of glory, it's not going to outweigh the relationships I have with my family.
And I also, just to further say that I heard T Mac talking about something. He said like the older players, the vets in the league, they don't stay behind at the facility like the younger guys do to get like just to do extra stuff or just to hang out. He said they come in, they go to work, and they go home because they have families, they have kids, and yeah, I guess all that like Trigger, all that it took for you to be a Hall of Fame athlete. Could you do that with a family? And that's how I look at like LeBron. Look at LeBron. Savannah wanted him to retire. How much does it take? How much time does it take to put your body up to that, especially at the age he is, and then go out there and maybe win a championship? So, and I guess that's what I thought he was saying too. Like, what, to win 2 majors, and then y'all are like, then what? What are you gonna do? So,
Win
yeah.
3.
See,
Yeah, I mean, he does try, man. It's not like he don't try. He's bored and he's just out there just going through the motions. Like, he's trying to win every tournament he plays in. And I think if you're going to be competitive, that you got to have that mindset. Now, is he going to? No, it just doesn't happen. But you having that mindset, you will be the best version of yourself, and eventually that you will be a winner if you continue to follow that path, and you will win more than others who may not operate that way.
I mean, what he came in, his total was -19. I'm sorry, -17 for this past tournament. Like, what did he say? I spent my whole life working to prepare for this moment, for this tournament, and now it's like, okay, I did it. And then y'all are like, now what? Like, to sit there and say, like, you worked your whole life for this one moment, and people are like, all right, now what are you gonna do? You won 2, now what? Like,
And this is kind of off topic, but it kind of fits. But I was watching an old clip of Gilbert Arenas. He did a interview with Vlad TV, and they were talking about how when Gilbert Arenas retired, and what he was doing with his free time. And Gilbert Arenas was talking about all the money he had made and all the money he had, and Vlad was talking about all the money that he had made. And he had come from being broke, and he had not had a whole lot in his life, and he's like, he would walk into certain stores, like high-end stores, where he could literally go in there and buy anything he's ever dreamed of having, but he doesn't want any of it. It's like, once you make a certain amount of money, once you get to a certain level of winning, once you get to a certain level of anything in life, when you get to somewhere you always wanted to be, and you always have these dreams and imaginations of what it would be like when you get there. And it's going to be so amazing, so extravagant. I'm going to buy everything in the Gucci store. I'm gonna buy this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy this type of car and that car. Like Vlad said there was a Mercedes dealership right down the road from him. He's like, I could literally buy any car on this lot, but I didn't want any of them. It's like, once you've done it enough, then it's like, that part of you is like, yeah, I can have it, but like, I've already had it. Like, why do I keep wanting it? So like, guys, once they've done something enough and they get to a certain level, and then they get somewhere where they thought they'd never be, and they get there and it's just like, well, I thought it'd be more extravagant, but it's not. life has a funny way of doing it to you sometimes. Like I sit here and dream about having, a big house and, way more money than I have now. And it's like, if I actually get there one day, how's it going to look like? Am
Then
I going
what?
to be excited when I walk
Yeah.
into that house and be like, damn, I got what I wanted. Why am I not happy?
And then you start thinking about the bills, all the extra bills and
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and like, yeah,
Family members trying to get money from you.
yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna tell you what, Trigger, you win $1 million, best believe I'm gonna be a moocher.
Hey, look here. If I find $20 Friday, I ain't saying nothing.
Oh no, trust me, you won't find $20, buddy.
Hey, can I use it? We're gonna be using the drill on Friday too, brother. I'm gonna
That's
put it
fine.
on.
I'm using an Allen wrench right now, and I'm like, man, why the fuck am I doing this?
I got 3 drills. So we gonna be rolling.
Yeah, bring them.
But all right. It's that time of the night. The end of Strictly. A sad time. But we have come to the end of a journey. We have shot 237,000 episodes of Strictly Sports. Don't quote
Sorry.
that number, but no. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Um, as
Sorry, I was
Miles
yelling
packs up,
most of this,
we
most
pack
of
up
this
Strictly.
last episode. I really yelled for half of this episode.
How you go from the champ to packing up?
Hey, bro, real out in these streets.
But no, yes, we are. This is serious. This is the last episode of Strictly. Just as you know it. Uh, I think we talked. We want to adapt
Stand,
Strictly
stand
to
by horizon.
where we are now. Like Trigger was saying, all these conversations we had this weekend, it just showed us that men need a place to talk. Um, Men need a place to really have a space to be able to share themselves. And with what we have here with Strictly, we have a unique opportunity to combine that with sports to give everybody kind of an even playing field to come in and to be able to unwind. Now, Lady Ray, Bunny, and Mills, all it's not just for men, but it is going to be a safe space for men to come and talk and conversate. And I don't know if you fellows want to
Converse.
elaborate or talk to anything.
Well, yeah, I think, and then the last clip we played with Scotty Scheffler talking about, life and sports and how, you just differentiate between the two and, in terms of importance and fulfillment and all that stuff. We're getting more into those types of things, trying to tie sports in with life and then sometimes just straight life lessons because we're all out here, we're all living, we're all experiencing things. And, there's a lot of things that we talk about on the show, sports related that involve a lot of what we go through on a regular basis as far as just living in this world. So yeah, I think a lot of us, our audience, we've been here long enough. We experienced some things, and we all can kind of share, relate, and learn from with each other. And we just kind of use this platform to kind of talk to different people about or talk to our audience and and amongst ourselves about just how to navigate these different things that we're experiencing out here in life. We've experienced a lot, especially our generation. We've gone through a lot of things together, and just mentally, we just need to be there for each other a little bit more. I think we kind of touched on that at the beginning of the show. So that's what this platform is going to do now, moving forward. Yes, we'll still talk sports. We'll still talk about all the highlights. Everything with our favorite teams, any hot subjects or comments, but um, we'll be looking more into more life stuff too, because we're starting to get more into that. I noticed the more and more we go on with these shows, we start to talk more and more about, the Miles messages haven't even been sports related since like season one. So like, every time he comes
Yeah.
on with a Miles message, it has nothing to do with sports. It's everything to do with, you know, people like black folks out there praying over the food. Like, why are we taking so long? Like it's stuff like that. And we've all had those experiences being black men. Big family gatherings, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, whatever the occasion may be, where somebody take this a little bit too long with the grace and doing the most. So like we all got stories we can talk about and kind of help each other through little stuff like that. And we got more deeper issues too, talking about mental health and
Facts.
things of that nature. So like it's this is going to be. I'm excited for it because it's like right up my alley. I love talking about these types of things. I love talking about life. I love talking about things that we can use to be productive in society. Mixed in with my next favorite thing, which is sports. I've always been an athlete. I'm always watching something on TV, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, uh, whatever, cornhole, who whatever's going on has got my attention. I'm always into sports. So these two things were intertwining together, and we're just gonna make it a show now. Like more life stuff on top of the sports stuff that we've already been giving to you guys. So the title of the show is gonna change all that. So it's gonna be a great experience for everybody. I'm excited. I can't wait for that first episode.
And I don't know if Miles wanted to go, but I wanted to add something to it.
That bear's whipping his ass right now.
Yeah, he over there. But long like
Yeah, man,
triggers.
this goddamn bolt is stripped, man.
I can fix that. Um, like Trigger said, we got a lot of depth to who we are as people. Trigger as a firefighter, Miles as an educator, not as black men, but fathers, brothers, husbands, boyfriends, everything. We have a lot of perspectives, and like you said, everything has been tied into sports, and we have perspectives from a great group of men that we're surrounded by, and some of these men don't always talk about sports. So the space and place for Soul to come in and be able to talk with us, and we can continue to show our full dynamic of our people, and in a way that I think, like Trigger was saying, it would genuinely help people because it's a struggle out here these days, especially with everything talking about cuts and not being able to afford stuff, and just it's scary times, and we're wrapped around all of it, and sports is just one domino to that one puzzle piece to that puzzle. So I think the new show is going to give us some more runway to go beyond sports. So we can't be strictly sports no more. We can't be sometimes sports. We're going to be whatever we come up with. And Miles, you got the light. We're going to be, look, we're going to be fixing with Miles.
There you go.
Can we fix it?
I'll have a mechanic session.
Lady Ray, I'm upset. Miles is a mess, is what he is. Are the women allowed? Women are allowed to join.
Absolutely not, Lady Raider. Women
Oh.
cannot join.
This is the she. No, that was about to be wrong. It's the He-Man Women Haters Club.
Yes, no women allowed. NWA. That's what NWA stand for.
I thought it standed with something else. We ain't gonna talk about it.
No, it's not strictly for. It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. It's for everybody, but we want it to. We are men, so it's gonna be sensitive to men, but it's for everybody.
Yeah, everybody can learn something. I mean,
It's really gonna foster conversations that we want. We want to foster safe, non-judgmental, drama-free, no bull crap, none of that. Where emotion and logic blends to have some very emotionally intelligent conversations, and we can learn. I mean, we can dive into learning what is emotional intelligence. We can dive into learning what is all this and how it ties to sports. Like going deeper into Cam saying heart, like what does that apply to in life? Like when you're looking at life and you're looking at something, like if you want to go get it, the only person a lot of the time stopping you is yourself with limiting beliefs, analysis paralysis, other different kind of things. And the way I just projected that, I can see what Cam meant in that moment, and it's a good place. It's a good place, and I think we have a good place to talk and some good people to talk with, because we do deal with a lot, as we found out this weekend. We deal with a lot of the same things as black men, brothers, everything. So I'm
What he's
excited.
trying to say is, ladies, we sick of y'all shit.
Wow, I hope the Yankees keep playing like that then. It's crazy.
that don't hurt my feelings. I already know what they're gonna do. They're absolutely gonna keep playing like dog shit. That's who they are. That is who they are. Hey, here's another life lesson. If somebody does something enough times to you, believe it. The Yankees have been terrible defensively all year. Believe it. They're a bad defensive team. Believe it. They're a little league team. Believe it.
Don't say that.
Believe
Don't
it.
say
Believe
that.
it. Believe
Yankees
it.
gonna be in the. I don't know which one they in. They're gonna be
We'll
in the
see.
NLCS.
we'll reevaluate this team after the deadline. Well, not even after the deadline, but assuming they make the trades that they need to make, we'll give them a couple weeks after the deadline and see where they at, and then I'll give you my honest take on whether I think they'll be a playoff team at this point. I had them being in the playoffs, advancing the playoffs, possibly even going back to the World Series at one point this season. Now, as this month of July goes on, I don't think I see that anymore. I barely see them making the playoffs. Barely. Barely. Y'all don't know how tight that lead is in the AL East right now. I mean, it's literally like 1 or 2 games, either way. Well, now we're about to be 4 games back for the Blue Jays after tonight. We're going to be 4 games back. But the Red Sox are on our ass. The Tampa Bay Rays are on our ass. And if we keep playing like this, the Orioles going to be on our ass. They 10 games behind us. So there you go.
That has been the last trigger crash out of the Strictly Sports era.
I had to go out with a bang today.
He had to go out with a bang tonight. They sick of y'all too. Sick of what, man? Y'all, don't worry, cause if they come on, it's gonna be some conversations. So, enter at your own risk.
What she said.
Enter at your own risk. But yeah, Trigger, you wild, bro. You a wild boy. All right, I want him to join. Well, you want people to do a lot of things, but like Trigger said, you don't force people to do anything. Yeah, I mean, it's plenty of opportunities. How many opportunities were there to join Strictly Sports? It's been plenty of opportunities to join Strictly Sports.
Did we have a situation where we did a while
We did
back?
Snowden. We had Mills joined us. Shout out Mills.
Yeah, we had like
Mills
five,
always
like 5
joins.
people on here. So we had males and females on here. And
Old Lady Ray joined too.
Really good. We had really good conversation.
That was one of our best episodes. And
Yep.
look, we listened to the viewers and the ratings, and that's
And
why we switching up.
I was at work. When we had a conversation, and I didn't get interrupted, so that was great.
Yeah. No, none of that no more though. Once you go back, or can you? Can you hear me, Trigger?
What's up?
You said, can you do when you going back? Can you do that anymore with your new station, or?
Oh yeah, the new station. I should have plenty of time to talk now.
Oh, okay.
Probably running 1 or 2 calls a day. That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be like when I started out at another station. It was the same thing, like 2 or 3 calls a shift.
We do have that clip, and I got the clip of Trigger tonight. One of them. So, yeah. But it's exciting. Miles, you all right, brother? Cause I ain't seen no movement.
Yeah,
I ain't heard no noise.
no, that damn bolt and strip. I'm gonna have to get a drill and get that sucker out.
I got one. I got a drill, and I think I got a punch out kit too, if it gets too crazy. And I got all the star bits, all that. So I don't know. You need it tomorrow? Or you?
No, man, I got my dad's tool kit.
Okay.
I just need a drill.
Chef, who is not a safe space? He is not in a safe space. She's saying Miles ain't in a safe. He know what he doing. He got his hard hat on.
No, I don't.
You do your dreads under your hard hat. That's one of the ethnic hard hats they just made. So
You know what's ghetto? I got my dad's toolkit. Ain't nothing but goddamn beer bottles in this toolkit.
beer
most
bottles?
important tool right there.
Beer bottles.
You trying to blame that on your dad is crazy.
Yeah.
He emptying out that room. But all right, fellas.
All right, y'all.
Everybody, thank y'all for supporting Strictly Sports like you have. We have not been Strictly Sports without y'all. Thank y'all so much. And we hope y'all continue to support us on whatever we call it. We'll let y'all know here soon what we gonna call it.
Peace.
Mouse, no words, Mouse. Mouse just said he out.
No, I'm out.
Trigger.
Fellas, during the summer, while we out, you know what you gotta do.
That's gonna be a topic of conversation on this new show.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Pretty sure it's gonna be a reoccurring topic, by the way.
It's a segment, but it's all right. I'm Be Wise.
I'm struggling with this damn bed.
I was trying to get into bed with somebody.
Hey, yo.
Not here, not here. Upstairs, but
I'm bringing my questions to the new. Bring your questions. We hope so. Bring questions and people and some dollars. We accept dollars on the new show. We accept coins. We accept everything on the new show. You never know what you're gonna get. We're gonna call it box of chocolate. That's what the new show gonna be called. Box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. But it's gonna be filled with nougat or nuts. I'm Be Wise. I'm out. Love y'all.
Sugar out.
Leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open, open. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming.